So we are in the home stretch of primary season, and tomorrow voters will be casting ballots in places like Michigan, Kansas, Missouri, and Washington. But for some of those voters in Michigan's Kent County, it's a sister act, kind of. Two candidates, twins, are running for the same position, but for different parties. NBC's Morgan Radford traveled out to Kent County to talk to them, to talk to the people who support them. Morgan, it's kind of a wild story. What did these women tell you?
It's interesting, Hallie, because, you know, we've seen the political debate heating up this midterm year on the campaign trail, at the dinner table, even within our own families, which is why this one pair of twin sisters who couldn't be more opposite on the political spectrum are showing that there's room for a little love even at the peak of debate.
So this is your district, and this is your district.
That's my district.
With just hours until the election, Monica Sparks and Jessica Ann Tyson are competing for county commissioner. Same position, different parties, with one big thing in common. They're twins.
Do you think President Trump is doing a good job?
I do. I wish I could just cross my eyes on that. No.
For Monica, it's a primary race for Kent County's 12th district in Michigan, running as a Democrat.
Can I get your vote August 7th?
But just beside her, Jessica is running in the 13th district as a Republican.
Monica was always there for me. She was the only one that I had. We're the people that call each other every morning.
You're so used to being on the same team.
Oh, my goodness.
That it's hard being on different teams right now.
Born to a mother who was addicted to heroin, the two suffered abuse for years in the foster care system before they were adopted by a loving family at age 8.
I remember eating out of trash cans, you know, trying to find food. That's why I know there's issues, because I dealt with those. I could have been one of those cogs in the wheel, so to speak. And when I look at the Democratic Party, we're trying to address that.
And how did your childhood affect you wanting to become a Republican?
Because I was one of those people. I had to go apply for welfare, but as soon as I had the opportunity to get a better job, to take care of my business and save a couple of pennies on the side, I went and turned in that welfare card.
Although they're still split over the biggest issues of the day,
That we know that we need to have a solution.
in this hard-fought swing state, voters say they're glad to see any bridge over the political divide.
I think it's wonderful.
Why?
That they can have opposite opinions and still be sisters and still get along as sisters.
You should have different views, and as long as you're educated and you have your own reasonings of why you're a Democrat or why you're a Republican, fine, and you should be able to talk about it.
Talk about it and agree to disagree.
I'm not going to try to convert her, and she, the sure in hell, is not going to convert me, okay?
Because no matter what your politics, they say, the left wing and the right wing are both part of the same bird.
we do.
So, Hallie, interestingly, voters there said that they feel like the political discourse in Washington was trickling down to those individual voters, especially there in the heartland, where they're headed to those critical polls in swing states. And they said it's time to bring back civility to politics, just like these twin sisters, Hallie.
Kind of an incredible story, Morgan, and I love that one of them is in red and one of them is in blue. You really visualize the divide right there. Morgan Radford, thank you very much. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Why don't you subscribe? It's really easy. Just click on that button down there. And for more news from MSNBC, click on any of these videos here for the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more videos from MSNBC with our newsletters. Head over to msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up.